Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. I'm very excited today because today we are finally starting our next build series. And this one is going to be the best one yet. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and let's start the build. So if you've been following my channel for any period of time, you know that for a long time I was doing build series. The first one I built out this Smith & Wesson M&P. Not truly a build, but more just a lot of modification. Then I did this. This is an Aero Precision EPC9 AR9 build. I built a 300 Blackout, like the ultimate home defense build. Well, this one is going to be my dream rifle. Finally, I've been wanting to build an AR with all top of the line, really high quality parts for a long time, and I'm finally going to do it. And so I started with a Full-Ambi lower receiver. This is the ADM UIC lower receiver. And I'm going to show you guys everything about this lower because this is a great base to build a really good rifle off of. And every part that I pick for this build is going to be exactly what I want, no matter what it costs. So this build might take a little longer than some of the other series that I've done where, each week I had the next part or parts for it. Because I'm going to go with really good, expensive parts, it might take a little longer to acquire each part, and I will probably have to wait for some things to come on sale and things like that. Luckily, there was just a summer sale at Primary Arms, so I've already got next week's parts coming, and I'll talk about those at the end of the video. So in 2023, a big thing now is ambidextrous lower receivers. And you can have partially ambi lowers and full ambi lowers. And there's only a few companies that truly make a full ambi lower. And when I say full ambi, I mean that it has a magazine release on both sides and a bolt catch and release on both sides. That makes it full ambi. A lot of them have a button here for a bolt release, but no bolt catch. And they all do ambi just a little bit differently. The other one that I was really looking seriously at before I purchased the ADM was the Radian ADAC lower. That is also a really good lower receiver. They do it a little bit differently though, where the bolt catch is actually tied into your mag release. So you push your mag release to pull the bolt back and it will catch it. This one, all of your controls are separate. So we're going to go up close and look at it because this lower is super nice. So this is the American Defense Manufacturing UIC lower receiver. And as you can see, finish on it is very nice. And you can see the ambi controls. So, like I said, you have your regular standard mag release on the right side of the rifle. And you also have your mag release on the left side of the rifle. And it's very smooth in operation. It's just as easy to push as the one on the right side. And then you have an oversized mag or bolt catch and release here, which I really like. And there's good texture on it. And on this side, you have this lever that you can use your trigger finger on. So if you want to pull the bolt back and catch it, you just push up on that lever. And if you want to drop your bolt, you just push down on it and your bolt will come home and seat into battery. So in that way, that makes this a full ambi lower receiver. And the reason why I wanted a full ambi lower and why I specifically went with ADM is I've used Magpul bad levers on a couple of my ARs in the past. And I really like that, operation as far as being able to use my trigger finger to lock the bolt to the rear or to drop it into battery. And this has a very similar thing. It's just move the location out of your trigger guard, which of course is safer. The big thing people talk about with bad levers is that they could cause negligent discharges. I've never had that problem, but it does make more sense not to have anything in your trigger guard except for your trigger. So I think that is good. The thing about this ADM lower, this is technically, it's called a stripped lower receiver. That's how ADM markets it. I bought it from Brownells as a stripped lower. But as you can see, I have not installed anything on it yet. It came already with pins in it, and they're nice dimpled pins. It came, of course, with all of the proprietary parts already installed. So my bolt catch release, mag catch, all of that stuff already installed in it. So really, all that I have to do, I mean, it's already got a trigger guard integrated into the lower. All I need to do is put a trigger and a safety in this, and then of course, buffer assembly, all that stuff. But it doesn't need a lower parts kit. So I know these Ambi lowers are expensive, but just know that you do save some money by not having to buy a lower parts kit for it. If you've been a fan of any of the build series that I've done in the past, you will really like this one. I'm going to build, like I said, my dream rifle, and I'm going to spare no expense. So as long as it takes to get those parts is how long it'll take. But this rifle is going to be built using exactly what I would want. And I'm going to do a 13.9 inch pin and weld so that I can have a legal rifle, 13.9 inch, with a muzzle device of the correct length that brings it to 16 inches, pin and welded, is legally a rifle. I can put a stock on it, a vertical foregrip, whatever I want that you can put on a rifle. So that's why I'm doing that. I was going to go 13.7, but I want to use a Geisley handguard, and their handguards are 13.5 inches. So I think I can get away with 13.9. If I have to go 14.5 to make it work, I will, because I do want to run this suppressed eventually. Like I said, this is going to be the dream rifle. So I'm sure you could probably guess what parts are coming next, or at least what brands those parts are going to be when it comes to finishing out this lower. Of course, I'm going to go with the Geisley trigger, Radian safety, because I put them on all my guns. I'm used to them. I like the way they feel. I like the 45-degree throw. I'm a huge fan of Geisley triggers. I'm going to go with B5 furniture. It's going to get a B5 grip, B5 stock. And I actually asked my daughter which color scheme I should go with, because if you remember my 300 blackout build, I did that one pretty much all in FDE and black, flat dark earth, so it's like a black and tan gun. Well, this one, I'm going to go OD green. So it's going to have black receivers, upper and lower, and OD green for a lot of the other parts, for the rail, buffer tube, stock, grip, and, of course, a forward control design, ejection port cover. OD green for all of those stuff with black receivers. I think it's going to look great. I'm colorblind, so it's hard for me to tell, and that's why I asked my daughter what I should go with. So I hope you guys like the black and green. This is going to be a really fun build, and if anybody has anything, just advice on certain parts that might go well together, good parts for a build, let me know. I already have a pretty good idea of exactly what I want to get for this, but if you have any great ideas, I would love to hear them, and I respond to every comment. So please let me know. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.